Patty here with another tutorial for you. So today I'm sharing these circle nesting dies that I picked up from Queenacraft. This is them on Instagram, and of course, as always, I will have these linked down below. So these are just some circle nesting dies. They have some stitching detail around them, and today we are going to be using this large circle nesting die to create this adorable little gift box. I even added some little some of that acrylic confetti from Hobby Lobby to add some little feet to it, and I think it's just so darling. This is my prototype right here, and so I wanted to share with you how to create this. If you have checked out any of my videos recently, you saw that I used the rectangle circle dies to create a little gift box, and so this is, I guess, like a little continuation of that, but now we are using circle dies. So this is what you will need. I have everything written down. I'm hoping this makes it short and simple and easy to follow along. And of course, I'll leave all the measurements down below in the description box. So this is what we'll start off with. The, like I said, I used the largest die to create this. And so I cut out 4 of the die cuts, and you will need to score that, or score these at the 1/2 inch mark. So basically all I do is turn this over. I would recommend using 110-pound paper. I did not. I just used this red cardstock from, I think I picked it up at Hobby Lobby. But anyway, I do recommend a stronger paper so that it doesn't warp like my little prototype has. So I think 110-pound paper would be best, but you know, it'll work with this as well. It still looks super cute. So let's see, we are going to score this at the 1/2 inch mark. So I just align that up with the edge, go down the 1/2 inch mark and score that. And you're gonna do that to all 4 circles. So I'll just do that real quickly with you. You just score them all at the 1/2 inch mark. So of course, what this is going to be, what these circles are going to turn into, are the outer base of your little, what do we call this? This is like a little hat box. Let's call it a little embellishment box. So you're going to create, you will need 2 for the outside and 2 for the inside to line the box on the inside. So the 2 that are on the inside, what we are going to do is just cut along this line that we have scored. We're going to cut that off right at the score line. I don't know if you can see that with the light, but just go straight down. And then if you see here this little stitched impression on your paper, you are going to cut on that line, just straight around that line, and these are going to fit snugly inside to create, to cover up. It's just going to be like a lining for the inside of your little embellishment case. Super cute and easy to follow. It's hard to do it on camera because I can't really see, and I have all the lights off behind me as always, so that the light from the window can, you know, I like how the light from the window looks on camera, and when I turn on the lights behind me, it kind of looks yellowish. But then I can't see because it's dark in here. But anyway, you just cut off all of that seam line or all along that little line, and we'll do one more because like I said, you'll need 2 for the inside and 2 for the outside. The 2 on the outside you are not cutting at all. The 2 on the inside you cut along that 1 inch mark, that 1 inch score mark. So straight across, and then you cut along that seam. Take your time with it. I'm trying to go a little fast just for the sake of this video, but definitely take your time with it. Okay, so now these are prepared. These you just burnish along the score line, and these are going to be our outer pieces. There you go. And you want to make sure that you have this piece right here, the stitch piece on the outside. You can easily tell what should be the outside and what should be the inside. So that is your 4 large circle die cuts, and that is what you will do to them. Now I'm going to put these aside and we'll move on to the next step. Let me just move this paper. So what we are going to work on next are these side panels. So this is what it is going to look like. You're going to have these 2 sides, and you can fill both sides or you can fill just one side. But this is what we are going to be working on now, these little side pieces. So what I have here are 4 pieces of paper that measure 1.5 inches by 11 inches, and you score them on the 1.5 inch side at 1/2 inch. So you're going to need 4 of these, 2 for the top and 2 for the bottom. And again, these measure 1.5 by 11. And then on the 1.5 inch side, you will score at 1/2 inch. And that gives you the 4 sides that you need. So once you score these at 1/2 inch, you're gonna fold on that score line. And as always, burnish your crease, just make it nice and crisp. And we will cut a little bit off of, so this 1/2 inch piece, this is what you're left with. It creates this line right here. On this side right here, you're going to trim away these little corners just so it's easy to glue that all down. So you just trim away those little corners. And then you create little slits on this 1/2 inch mark, and that's what's going to make it easy for you to curve this paper and fit around your circle. So you will just cut little slivers, no rhyme or reason. It doesn't really matter how far you go. I mean, you don't want the pieces too big, but you're just going to cut along that piece right there and little triangle pieces. And again, all this does is that when you curve it and glue it down, it's easier to do than a continuous piece would be. A continuous piece would not allow you to glue that down properly. So you're going to do that all the way to the end, and you're going to do that on all 4 of these pieces. Okay, so this is what you are left with. These are the 4 pieces. You've cut off those little corners on both sides, and then you cut out these little triangles all the way across, and you're left with these 4 pieces that look just like this. Now we are going to move on. so we'll get everything prepared, and then we'll just assemble everything together. Now we're going to move on to these pieces right here, and you'll need 2 of these, and these are the pieces that go along this flat end right here. So again, you'll need 2 of those. They're 1.5 by 3 3/4. You're going to score them on all 3 sides, or on 3 sides on the 1/2 inch mark. So let me show you how that'll work. So you're going to take it and score it at 1/2, turn it to the 1.5 inch side, score it at 1/2, turn it again, and again score it at 1/2. And this is what you are left with. These are the little boxes that you are left with. So again, you're going to miter these corners right here. Just like so. Then where you see this little score line right here, just trim that down. Use your little triangle technique and trim that down. That's what you're left with. Right on that score mark. And you'll do that to both sides, and this is what you're left with. So again, this is what it looks like on this 1/2 inch part. You're going to miter the corners just like so. That's your first step. That's what you are left with. And on this score mark right here, you're gonna cut a little triangle out and move on to the next one and do the same. I want to make sure to pick up all those little pieces. Okay, so this is what you are left with. And again, you have 2 of those. So I'll put those together and we'll move on. It's really, really simple. There's just, you know, a few pieces to it, but it's super simple. So then this is going to be the little strap. Let me close this up. See this strap right here that goes all the way around? This is the actual closure. You're going to need 1 piece, and it's going to measure 1 by 9 3/4, and you score it at 1 3/8 and at 5 1/2. So you're going to score that at 1 3/8 and at 5 1/2. And this is what is going to fit just like so. So it's going to go on the bottom piece just like that and fold over to the side. I didn't score it on this side because I wasn't really sure where to score it, but we can fix that in the end when we put it all together, and I'll show you what I mean. So let me put this with its little measurement piece, and we have 1 more piece left. This piece is this handle right at the top. Super cute little handle. I can't wait to decorate one and stitch it and do all the things. Okay, so this is the little handle. It measures 7/8 by 6 1/2, and you're going to score this at the 1 inch mark and at the 5 1/2 inch mark. So this is the handle. This is the 6 1/2 inch side, and on the 6 1/2 inch side, we're going to score it at 1 and at 5 1/2. And basically what that's doing is giving you a 1 inch little side right here, which is this piece right here. And let me make it a little deeper. So I fold those up, and I liked the look of thinning out those corners, so I basically just do this on all 4 sides from this score line to the edge of the paper. Just trim it down a little bit, and that is what that looks like. So like I said, I folded these up, and it's gonna form this little loop right here. So with my score tool, I'm just gonna run it through there and curve that a little bit. And so in the end, it'll fit just like so. This is what we have just created, this little handle right here. Super easy. So now we're ready to assemble this. It is really, really easy to assemble. Let me just clean this up and I will be right back. Okay, so we have all our pieces. We're ready to assemble. At this stage, I would be using liquid glue, but just so that it, you know, is faster for video's sake, I'm going to use my hot glue gun to put this together. So what we are going to start with are these circle dies. And move all my little notes to the side. Okay. So these 2 are going to be on the inside, so I don't need those right now. I can move them aside. These are the little walls that are going to go. And you know what I just remembered? I forgot the piece that goes right here. Let me get that real quickly and I'll go over that with you as well. Okay, so this is what we are going to do. We have these 2 circle pieces, the ones that still have the little edge and the stitching on them. And then I have now added this piece right here. This is 3 by 3, and you score it at 1/2 inch and at the 2.5 inch mark. So that is going to be this little piece right here that holds your circles together. And so we'll start taking shape. So basically all you're going to do is line these pieces together just like so and glue them right at that piece. So I'm going to use some hot glue. And we'll do that to this side as well. Oh my gosh, and I did that backwards. Hold on a second. I'm trying to go too quickly, and I'm definitely take your time with that. So see, these little flaps right here are going to need to be on the inside of your suitcase or your little embellishment box. So just take your time with it. I would use liquid glue just so that you have time to move everything around. You know, don't go too fast. Just try to get it as perfectly as possible. So that is one side right there. It's starting to take shape. Now we're going to do this side. And again, that little flap is going to go right under. And you're just going to line it up, like make sure that, you know, these corner edges are lined up as much as possible. I mean, it's a circle going onto a square, so it's not going to be absolutely perfect, but it'll work. And then just, oops, add your glue. I hate these glue strings. Let me just take that off. Okay, so that is what you are now left with. Let me add some more glue right here. It didn't really glue on this side. There you go. Those little glue strings are hard to get off once it dries on there completely. Okay, so this is the inside of our little case. And it's gonna look just like this, kind of like a napkin holder, just like that. And so now we are going to take this piece right here, fold it, fold these little flaps in. And on this straight mark right here, we are going to line that up just like so. And glue that down just like so, making sure that it is as far back to that score mark as possible. See that? Just like that. So first we'll glue down the center point. Okay, so this is what that is going to look like. You've created the bottom part of your little box. That is what that looks like. Now we are going to need one of these. And these are going to be what creates our little wall on this side all the way around. And we're just going to glue that on like so. And that is going to be the little wall. So I am going to glue this down, and I'll probably speed through it, but I will leave the camera on so that you can see what I am doing. I noticed that my phone stopped recording, so this is what we are left with. I got one of these. I scored it at a 1/2 inch mark on both sides. I had to unglue it so I could show you what I did. And so what that is going to do is it's going to fit into this 1/2 inch mark. I'm just going to glue these together like so, and then start gluing it around the circle, making sure that this is wrapped around. And as I'm going, making sure that it is right along that edge. So let me do that really quickly. I only have 15 minutes to record left, so I'm going to do that off camera, and then I'll come back and show you what that looks like. Okay, so we've assembled this side. I've glued it all the way around, and that is our little box on one side. Again, take your time with this. Make sure that it's lined up properly so that you don't have these little edges on the side. Like I said, I would recommend using maybe some liquid glue so that you can have some wiggle room and move these around, and so it'll give you a nice rounded finish. So this is going to be the inside lining. This is the one that you cut the edge off and that you cut that little 1/2 inch mark, and you'll just adhere that to the inside, and it fits perfectly in there to cover up all of that seam. And then you would now do the same thing you did on this side, you're going to do on this side. So you'll start by gluing this smaller piece. You know, you'll line it up like so, glue that down, and then start assembling your circle as well here. Okay, so as I'm going through this and I'm trying to get it assembled, again, I did the 1/2 inch score mark on each side. These are those longer strips that I said you needed 4 of. You actually only need 2 because you're going to need one that goes around this way, and then now on this side, one that is going to go around this side, and you'll glue it like so. So for these larger, longer pieces, you only need 2. So let me add that on there, and I will be right back. Okay, so I have this assembled. Now my battery is dying, so I'm gonna try to put this together as quickly as possible. This is what we have so far. So to hide this right here, you can cut a piece that measures 2 by 3, and then just glue that on there. That's gonna clean up that little seam for you. And then as far as these go, these just go tucked inside to clean that up right there. Now, what I have done on this one right here is that I glued this edge down to the little binding. So this part right here, I glued to the binding, and so when you open it, it stays like that. But I'm thinking that I like it better like this, so that you can open up both sides just like so. And then what I also did on this one is that I added a little piece of paper to create like a little lip for this to fit into. And so what that does is just secure it so that it meets up right at that point. And, you know, it doesn't go any further. Like I'm applying pressure right here, and it keeps it from, you know, sinking in like that. Also, if you use a thicker cardstock, that'll work a lot better. And so since this is 1 inch wide, just cut a strip that is a little longer. So let's say this piece right here that I had cut, because initially I thought I needed 4 of, maybe this one will work. Let me try it real quick. No, because it's going to be the same thickness. So let me cut a wider piece of paper. Okay guys, so far it looks like it worked. What I did is I cut a strip of paper that measures 1 1/4 inches wide, and then you can see here where it meets. So I just so it's 1 1/4 inches wide, and then depending on what size of paper you use, just cut the full length, and then just wrap it around on the inside, doing a nicer job than I have done here with my little prototype. Taking your time, gluing it on the inside, and so what that does is create this little lip so that when you close it, and again, you want to use a more sturdy cardstock, but when you close it, that's what it's going to look like. You see that? And so it's not going to be able to collapse inside. You know, it's not going to, this box isn't going to go into this box like that. They're going to meet right at the crease. So I have so much glue on my hands. So this is what it looks like so far. Again, you make sure to put these little pieces on the inside to cover those seams. And like I said, take your time with it. So that's like that. Now let's add the little straps. This is the handle. So I've decided that this lip right here, whatever side has that little lip on, is going to be the bottom piece. And so this is going to be the top piece. This is where I am going to adhere my handle. And, you know, you can put it as close together as far as apart as you'd like. Just kind of eyeball it and center it. And so I'll just use some hot glue to do that. I'm just gonna put that on just like so. Just center it right like that. Close it up so that you can add the closure. And so this is gonna go in just like so, and you'll just glue it along this edge. I think I'm gonna cut this piece off. I didn't have it in the other one that I made, in the first one that I made. So I just glued that on like so. And again, you just kind of eyeball it. Make sure to take your time with it. Make sure that it's on there straight. you'll do this. This part right here is where I recommend that you just fold according to the width. You know, just crease it right along there. And then you would add a little piece of Velcro right here. So I cut a little piece of a circle, what do you call it, Velcro, and then I attached it to the strap, and then I'm just gonna press down, and that's gonna ensure that they are lined up. And then I'll open it up and apply some pressure on the inside. Make sure to apply some pressure to this side. And that is our little embellishment box. Isn't it so cute? And it's not even decorated, you guys. And it truly is a prototype. It's got glue all over it. It is not even decorated. And I think it's so cute. So at this point, you would add your little acrylic dots to the bottom of it. You know, you would just glue these on here. Like I said, if you want to cover that up, just cut a piece of paper that measures 2 by 3 and glue that on, and that's going to cover all that mess up right there. Just like so. The good part about using these nesting dies to create these little embellishment boxes is that you can go down a size to create a mat. So let's say you want to outline or mat your luggage. You would go down to the next circle, cut out whatever designer paper you want to use, and you would then just adhere that to this, and it's going to create, you know, a mat. And you know what? I had created this one. Let me grab it really quickly. I had created this one a while back for my daughter. She has played with it so much, like she already removed the handle, and she had seen something that she wanted, and so she asked me if I could make it for her. And so this is the original one that I created, but I didn't do measurements. So anyway, see how I used craft paper, and then I used a different kind of paper, and I actually have a post on this on my Instagram somewhere. But anyway, and so I matted that, and I think that looks so cute. I also matted these strips on the side. So if these are 1 inch wide, you are going to go down 1/8 of an inch to mat that. So, you know, I used a smaller circle die to mat that and give you that little like 1/8 of an inch width all the way around, and it just makes it look so much cuter to use some designer paper. So that is our little luggage. If you recreate one, I would love to see it. Please tag me so that I can see what you come up with and how you decorate it. I'm planning on making another one, and I do plan on using some designer paper to mat it. And I will be posting the finished picture on my Instagram, so make sure to be following me along over there as well. I'll have these dies linked down below from Queenacraft. And so I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I will talk to you soon. Bye for now.